Welcome to the walkthrough installing Deadline 6 Render Farm repository and database components from ThinkBox Software. I'm your support person Dwight, here to walk you through the process. For this video, we'll be installing onto a Windows 7 Pro system. First, you'll need to obtain the install files, which can be done by requesting them from our sales team at sales@thinkboxsoftware.com, and they'll send you a link. Once you download the zip file, you may need to uncompress it to whichever location you want. If you're running Deadline 5 or earlier, you must install a fresh repository. The first thing that will happen when you open the file is that Windows will ask permission to run the file, assuming you have the access controls set to do so. Once you've approved it, the installer will proceed to install the .NET 4 framework if it is not already installed on your machine, followed by unpacking some files. Once that is done, you will see the Deadline repository setup screen. Choosing Next will take you to the licensing agreement. Once you have read it and agreed, you will move on to the next screen. The installer will ask you for the directory you'd like to install the repository to. In this instance, it is in the C drive and the Deadline Repository 6 folder. Next, the repository installer will ask you if you'd like to install a new Mongodb database to the machine or connect to an existing one. ThinkBox strongly recommends only installing the repository and Mongodb to a 64-bit system, as 32-bit is known to cause many issues. 32-bit mode is only recommended for evaluation. Production environments must be 64-bit. If you do choose to install it to a 32-bit system, the system will warn you repeatedly against it. If you already have it installed, connect to an existing one. It will ask you for the server name, database name, port, as well as any authentication required to connect. If it is not installed, you will need to choose to install, and the software will do it for you. Next, the installer will ask you where you'd like to install the MongoDB. As usual, you can choose the default or any other location. Once the database is installed, it will then ask you to connect, and most info should be automatically filled in for you. It will now configure the database, which may take a moment. Next, it will say it is ready to install and go through the process of installing. And now that we have our repository installed, we'll share it to the network so that any of our slaves or clients can access the repository. Click the Start button, then Computer. Click on the C drive or navigate to wherever you have the Deadline repository installed. For instance, in this case, it is in the C drive and the Deadline repository 6 folder. Right-click on the repository folder and choose Properties. Choose the Sharing tab, and then choose Share. You will see your user account and administrators listed at least. If the Everyone option is not on the list, hit the down arrow, choose Everyone, hit Add, and then on the Everyone, choose Read and Write option. Hit Share, and let the system do its thing. And now it'll show us the network path to the shared folder, which your clients and slaves can connect to. Hit Done, and now you're ready to go, sharing your repository to the entire network. Thank you for watching this video. If there are other aspects of our software you'd like to have explained in video, please do not hesitate to let us know. And of course, please do check out our website at thinkboxsoftware.com.